today. From U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports. Minnesota Vikings versus Cam Newton and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They've been playing well, really well. Winners of 5 of their last 7, but losers last time out. Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
A fairly short kick from the 14. Return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the second quarterback chosen back in April from Alabama, Tua Tagovailoa.
There's a lot of good to watch in the game last week, wasn't there? I mean, he did throw 2 touchdown passes. That was impressive. And he's so close, isn't he? The 3 interceptions killed him and his team. That was costly. But if he just cleans that up a little bit, there's a reason for optimism with this team and this passer.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, it's Tua. Out quickly to Judy. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
Well, Parker, it's pretty simple. One thing you don't want to see defensively, on the very first snap of the game, some guy running free like we just saw there.
Heck of a start for this offense, no doubt. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. That's going to be caught by Judy. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Rookie to rookie on the hookup there, and it's a 1st down.
Brandon, I think we can see early on they're making a concerted effort to get him the football. So to me, that means they like the matchup that they have. They feel like he's better than the guys that are covering him.
2 plays, 2 passes. We'll see if they go back to that well. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
He's taken down at the...
check on the numbers for Kenyon Drake last week. 15 carries, 53 yards.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football, give it to him early and often in hopes of breaking down the defense so some bigger gains result as the game goes on.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. So here are the Jaguars now with a long field ahead. And they'll be led out by a late signee this year, their 31-year-old quarterback. It's Cam Newton.
I like this guy. And the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And a short pickup here as he'll get across the 10 to the 11-yard line. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete.
Newton's pass.
That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
It's a gain of 4 there and gives them a new set of downs. Big conversion. They were backed up deep to start the drive, able to pick up the first.
So the goal is at least a first down here, right? Pick up a first down, give yourself some breathing room, and if you have to punt after that, maybe you've helped with field position and you've helped out your defense.
And avoided a 3 and out on their opening drive. On first down, they'll stay with Akers on the ground. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complementary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
They'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there of 22.
First down.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had a big play in the run game the play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
First down there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, and that'll bring up second down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
Justin Jefferson.
Well, we keep stats on everything, don't we? This is one that you don't want to have. That's his second drop right here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say only in the first quarter. Certainly a ship that he wants to right quickly. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. Again, Newton. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that is caught. Well, how about that one? He reeled it in one-handed for a touchdown. So a one-handed catch from OBJ in the end zone. Not really surprised anymore, I guess. This is becoming routine.
Yeah, isn't that something? And we have to be careful ourselves, right, about treating it as only routine, because it's still spectacular to go up one hand, possess the football, whether there's contact or not, to come down and create that play. That's absolutely phenomenal. And one way it happens, these guys work at it. They practice these types of catches all the time.
And he practices it all the time. You see his pregame routine. We were down there today. It's unbelievable.
It absolutely is. And now the stigma of looking like you're showing off is really gone. Now it's actually part of the game.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
At their own 25.
The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot. We were thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah. Will they make up for it?
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 64 yards. So close. Couldn't get all the way in, knocking on the doorstep down to the 1. Nevertheless, fantastic run.
Not only that, this is where you wave to your replacement.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Alexander Madison, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Nice job of polishing off that drive, and all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Jaguars take over 1st and 10.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there's good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And he's going to have a Jags 1st down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
They'll run here with Akers. Akers, he coughs it up, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings us all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here brings up 3rd. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
But both teams practice this situation, and this time the guys on offense won, and in a very nice way. What a run from that position on their own goal line.
Gave him some good breathing room.
I wonder now, do you still stack the line of scrimmage, or do you play normal defense? They may have backed them off with that run.
Just a yard in the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. They'll try and run for this with Akers. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. These two teams all tied after one. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it with Akers. And he will have the first down here as he's up to the 15. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Partner, do we have a medic here? Can I get a cold compress from my head right now? Watching these play calls, I know that they're in the red zone, but he's in his own red zone, not the opposite red zone to decide to go for it. How did this happen?
Hey, risky, but it paid off. I agree. You keep calling plays like that, you're going to need a lot of antacids on the sideline. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. A shotgun snap for Newton. Catch made here by Campbell. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
8 yards.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
On first down, Newton sliding out of the pocket. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time, but it'll be 2nd down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 42. It's 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Here's Newton. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now a run with Akers. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw, Newton. He finds Beckham, complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
They'll run on first down with Akers. call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
When you're running the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
The Jaguars on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. On the ground, it's Akers. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead.
Jaguars 10.
Well, they started that drive all the way back at the 1, able to march down, get 3. It was daunting to begin with, wasn't it? But I thought overall, a very poised and efficient drive to get 3 points.
Fielded in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Tua Tagovailoa in the offense heading back out. Interesting stat line right now. Technically, he's completed 4 passes, 2 to his team and then 2 to the wrong team.
It makes you wonder what he's seeing downfield because he has completed 2 passes to his own team, but the interceptions are troubling. Is he going through the wrong reads, the wrong progressions? Is he getting fooled by defenses? They've got to figure that out over on the sidelines, working on that Surface Pro to see what they see.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that would look like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Now on first down, Drake again. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Drake, the ball carrier.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Now the second down throw on target. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Running, it's Drake. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a dump off here complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 16. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Drake. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Goal at the 6-yard line.
Tua going to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Jerry Jeudy, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
Set to kick off.
And able to get this out to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They fake the give. Newton. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half #1. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Newton. And he rifles one incomplete. Ricky Seals-Jones, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Newton. Got an open man, that's Campbell. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. Now Newton on 1st down. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, and then they get a chance to continue their drive.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Off play action. Newton. They'll roll him out right. Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Throwing is Newton. Caught left side, it's Beckham. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
Jaguars.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now a 1st down throw for Newton. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Odell Beckham. As the first half is winding down, and the Jaguars have retaken the lead. So they're able to capture the lead here just before halftime.
And not only that, they get the ball to start the second half.
That's right.
This is almost like basketball down the stretch, right, where you get the 2-for-1 situation. We try to get 2 shots to your opponent's 1. In this situation, they got the touchdown. They'll get another shot at to start the second half.
Could be a big turnaround. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now 17-14. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams. We now proceed to the start of the second half. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a play fake, and it's Newton. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Rodney McLeod. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
Devin Bush, the Steelers' leading tackler as a rookie last year, gets another there.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he'll go underneath here to Drake. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced the 3rd down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced the dump off to the back, and even then they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll toss this right side to Cam Akers. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. That toss play right, we know it's one of the successful plays they have in their arsenal, and they showed you why there.
And remember, in order for it to be successful, because it's a little bit of a slower developing play, those blocks at the line of scrimmage have to be kept, have to be held so that the runner can get to the corner and turn it upfield.
He's able to out-muscle him here as he pulls it in.
Newton's pass.
23 yards on the play.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Justin Jefferson. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars had 6 to their lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville.
Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25.
And now let's talk about Kenyon Drake. And with the day he's having, as we look at some of these highlights, maybe he wants to duplicate this pregame meal next week.
Whatever it is, guaranteed he will ask for the exact same thing each and every week as long as he continues to run like that. Sometimes it's that simple, partner.
Yeah. And you know how superstitious these guys can be.
Oh, there's no doubt, right? If you put your left sock on first and you have this kind of game, you'll keep doing it. In this case, let's investigate that pregame meal. We might need some of that.
Yeah, right. It's working. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. This is Shenault on the receiving end. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
LaVisca Shenault. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll run with Drake. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3-and-out.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Now Drake. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's taken down inside the 30. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. On 1st down, Drake. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. This one complete to Jordan Reed. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting them in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
third and short. Drake. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Tackled by Quincy Williams.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
On second down, it's Drake. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for first.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
This will be caught at about the 5. And the Vikings are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. The gain of 5 that time gives them the conversion and makes it first and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
They'll try to run with Madison. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Alexander Madison with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown scamper from Alexander Madison. Now Donovan Peoples-Jones. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
On the return, the Jaguars take over first and 10.
Cam Newton getting ready to go again on offense. A solid first half for him, and so far a good start to the second half.
And I'm going to try not to go overboard with praise here, but I can't help it. He is playing so well. Really accurate with the ball, finding guys open downfield, and finding the end zone 3 times. That'll help offset the 1 interception.
Absolutely. Just that 1 pick with the 3 touchdowns so far. A good pick up there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Up second and 2 at the 31-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On second down, Akers. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
And this will be a Jaguars first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. Oh, no, he lost the football. But it looked like a Jaguar was able to cover this thing, and so Jacksonville will keep control. And that ball popped free. We could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Newton to throw. Campbell making the catch.
Newton's pass.
It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
Hey, baby, this ain't good enough for us.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
The Jaguars on third down. Can't fault these numbers. 7 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, here's Newton. Over the middle to Beckham. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Come on, dog.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Newton. And that is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now here's Michael Dixon, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. Tua now on first down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now Tua, a big spot for the rookie from Alabama. And he's taken down. Back in his own 7. And Oliver make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week. And this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the first half. And now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, Akers. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On 1st and 10, Newton eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Cam Newton. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown.
21. Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Tua Tagovailoa in the offense heading back out. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, my man, what do you need? What's going on here? So there's one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
Well, they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. From the gun, it's Tua. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. That kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th.
You tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. Got a man, it's Jeudy, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing again here on second down, this time complete. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Tagovailoa looking to throw it. Jordan Reed has it. He's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 28. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
Minnesota Vikings.
It is caught at the 7. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Back to throw is Tua. And it's caught. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now Tagovailoa. And he's got it. Heading for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Jags grab it. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Lambeau, the kickoff for Jackson.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better.
Yeah. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. On first down, Tagovailoa. Well, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Tua going to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Ed Oliver in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Jaguars, they continue to keep pace for that first-round bye as they move to 11-1. And they will head home next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.